Forget reality TV, divorce court is where the real drama lives. Today, I'm diving into 4 cases that are packed with wild accusations, jaw-dropping confessions, and moments that'll have you questioning everything about love and loyalty. Honestly, somebody better pass me some popcorn, because these couples are seriously going through it. Get ready for messy breakups, shocking secrets, and a whole lot of "did they really just say that?" moments. Let's jump right in, because divorce court never disappoints. In this explosive case from divorce court, Kia Shippey confronts her partner, Christopher Green, with shocking evidence of a possible double life. From hidden phones to a mysterious Bahamas trip, and even lingerie receipts, Kaya believes the signs of infidelity are undeniable. Judge Lynn Toller dives deep to uncover the truth behind the accusations and help this couple face the reality of their fractured relationship.
Gentlemen, I'm here today with Kia Shippey and Christopher Green. Ms. Shippey and Mr. Green, you have been together for 4 years, engaged for the last 3 months. You have 2 children, total, 1 together and 1 from a previous relationship. You two want to get married, but you have concerns, so you've come before me on a before the vows. You filled out my compatibility test, gave me your marriage license with permission to tear it up should I find your union ill-advised. Ms. Shippey, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why you're here today?
Well, Your Honor, I'm here today because my fiancé hasn't worked in the last 3 months. It doesn't feel as if he's trying to find another job, but yet he's spending money that we don't have. We met online. It was great at first. I mean, he made me feel like I was the woman of his dreams. You know, just a smooth operator, you know, charmer, you know. So everything was great, and then we moved in with each other a year later. Like I said, everything was smooth sailing up to that point until he lost his job.
It was cool until 3 months ago is what you're telling me.
Yeah, in a sense of 4 months ago, yeah. Until I started finding things.
Are you just mad because he's not bringing in any money? Or are you mad because other stuff is going on?
No, I just feel like he needs to stop being out with his friends so much and really take finding a job seriously. But yet, Your Honor, one day I was reordering my closet, and once I was doing that, you know, he likes to leave knickknacks and coins in his pockets before I wash the clothes, and I found the receipt in his pants pocket, and it had 13 items on it with women clothing, jewelry, and shoes that amounts to $4,000. And so I never received these things, and when I asked him about it, he said it was for family members and he was getting ready for Christmas.
Mr. Green, why don't you comment on what she just said?
Gladly. Basically what was going on with those receipts is over the course of time, maybe 8, 9 months, I could say, per se, just building up time, I was just kind of Christmas shopping for my family. I have an extensive family of about 7 women, and including her, that makes 8. So, I mean, just this year, I was really more bound on just getting women's clothes. I bought a bunch of...
Did you have a job?
I did at the time. I lost my job 3 months ago, but over the course of about 8 months, that's what I've been building up my...
But when did you find the receipt?
I found the receipts about a good 4 months ago.
I'm gonna tell you this, Mr. Green. I've been around for a minute. I ain't never met a man Christmas shop 4 months out and buy dresses. My man, all the men I know, Christmas Eve, they darting about trying to figure out what they can buy. I ain't never heard of that. Never.
It is my first year actually doing it.
He got it for his family members, but he wanted to return it because we were low on rent. That's why I never received these items. But I just still feel like there's something fishy about that.
Oh, my goodness. No, it's a whole aquarium.
Yeah, yeah.
So why don't you tell me about what happened when you two went out to a romantic dinner and then a walk?
Okay, yeah, so that just relates around his cell phones, you know. We were right there by the bridge. I mean, the water was beautiful, and he was holding my hand. It was late night. So he always keeps his real phone in his right pocket, but he ended up having his other phone that I didn't know about in his left pocket. So I was hearing something going off. I'm like, babe, answer your phone. And he's like, oh, no, it's okay, babe. You know, it's just probably work. I'm like, no, babe, answer the phone. It's okay. So before he could even take this phone in his left pocket I even knew about, he done tossed it across the street. Girl. And then before he could even pick it up, he steps on it. So it's like, oh, babe, my bad, babe. I don't know. It slipped out my hand, babe. I broke the phone, so I couldn't go through the phone. I couldn't see anything in the phone.
Your version of that event, sir?
Now, what really happened was while we were walking, you know, I only have one phone on. So the phone that's on, it rung. And she seems to think the phone that's off, not on, was ringing. So we're going back and forth about it, and she's like, answer it. And I'm like, okay, I'm okay. You know, we're hanging out. It's cool. So instead of reaching and throwing it, she forgot the part where she reached in my pocket, trying to scramble for my phone, you know, and we're going back and forth on this bridge about it, waterfalls and everything falling. We're just struggling over a phone. And she's like,
why struggle? If there's no problem, just let her look.
I felt kind of offensive for her just reaching in my pocket when I was trying to tell her what was really going on about it. And it was just kind of like, I felt like it was unnecessary.
We wives reach in pockets.
And she reached it, we grabbing wrists, and it kind of flicked across the bridge, and it broke.
But like you say, Your Honor, if he's not hiding anything, you know.
Yeah, what's the fight about?
What's the fight about? Why talk?
I got it. Now, you know, this is he said versus she said, so I want to go to some real evidence. I understand that you found a letter that you find incriminating, and I want to talk about that now. Don't let anything ruin your love for me, because I would never lose my love for you. We have an expecting baby other than the two I already have. Did you write it or didn't you? So, Ms. Shippey, tell me about this letter you found.
Okay, well, Your Honor, if you don't mind, before I get into this letter, because there's a lot of big secrets.
Sure.
You know, not too long ago, I came home and I seen that he was planning a Bahamas trip for two. When I questioned him about it, you know, and I went back to the computer, all the evidence is now deleted. I'm trying to figure out how he's able to afford a vacation for two when we're trying to pay bills. We're hard up on cash, you know. It doesn't make any sense. We haven't been too well off, and our relationship is kind of up and down. He says it was a surprise for me, but to go ahead and get into this letter, I was in my closet again looking for some shoes because I was about to go out, and I ended up, one of his shoe boxes toppled over. And that's how I found the note inside of the box.
And you have a copy
I have the
of that
evidence
letter.
right here.
Nick, may I see that?
Now, if you could pay attention to him having an expecting baby on the way, other than the two that we already have, that would be great.
Have you seen this letter, Mr. Green?
No, I haven't.
Let Mr. Green see the letter. And I want you to tell me whether or not it's a letter you wrote. Don't let anything ruin your love for me, because I would never lose my love for you. We have an expecting baby other than the two I already have. I can't wait to see if it's a boy or a girl. To whom was that letter addressed?
Now, initially, I can explain the letter to you, Jakia. What I had done with the letter was originally it was for her. And I was writing it, you know, it was kind of a time when we first got together, and I liked what was going on with us. And I was gonna give it to her. People don't really write letters anymore and stuff. They don't really do that much, and I was planning on giving it to her. But we got into a point in time where it got really bad, you know, and I'm not, you know, a spiteful person or, you know, more of a painful person. I'm not kind of like that, but I felt really spiteful that day. I felt really petty. Just truthful, and I rewrote it. You know, I rechanged a lot of things. I made sure I put in things because my shoeboxes seem to always be tumbling down the closet. Yeah, but my shoeboxes always seem to be tumbling down in my closet.
I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the letter. You're saying this letter was to her.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you got mad at her, and you tore up that letter, and you wrote another letter to her saying mean things.
Same words. Same words. I just put in the part about the baby, and I added her name to it to make it seem like it was towards somebody else. And I mean, I know it's
And you did this in June of 2016?
Yeah, I did that a long time ago.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Says June 2016.
Yeah.
Got some hearts above that, though.
They
And you know, the funny thing is, in between the time you found out we had that letter and you got that letter here, we had the original. And there's only one date on the original, and there are no hearts. And the date on the original is June 1, 18.
Your Honor, that's the original you have.
Same letter, same stuff. This one doesn't have the heart. We took a picture of it before you got a hold of it to change the date so you could lie to her and lie to me. And I just caught you. That's what that is. So we're gonna have to figure out, I guess, well, I'm gonna have to figure out what's on your mind. I gotta figure out how many times this guy's gonna be caught in a bold-faced lie before you find the will to do something about it.
And I looked out the window to my right, and I see my fiance and another woman kissing in a restaurant.
Did you happen to be at that stoplight?
I just happened to be at that stoplight at that particular moment of the day.
Let's say I believe she looked through your stuff, found out where you were having an assignation with another woman, and showed up there on purpose. How does that change what you did? Would you snoop around for evidence if you suspected your partner was cheating? Tell us what you think at Divorce Court. Not that this isn't overkill, but tell me about the time you busted him having a romantic dinner with someone else.
It started with the late night text messages at 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, the baby might be crying. He's 5 months now. And, you know, I might get up, change his pamper, but then I see his phone is lit. I have the code to his phone. And I always see someone texting, you know, and it's a female, like, oh, when are we going to finish? You know, I mean, they're so broad.
Yeah, they're not specific enough.
So it's like, oh, okay. But one day, I had my son in the back. I had to take him to the doctor, and I was at a stoplight. I mean, I'm telling you, it was like magic. Maybe it was meant for me to see it. And I looked out the window to my right, and I see my fiance and another woman kissing in a restaurant.
Did you happen to be at that stoplight?
I just happened to be at that stoplight at that particular moment of the day. And I wanted to get out of the car and, you know, really just
Let's say I don't believe that.
Okay.
Let's say I believe she looked through your stuff, found out where you were having an assignation with another woman, and showed up there on purpose. How does that change what you did?
It doesn't change what I did because I didn't do anything.
He said she fell on his
While
face.
she was Scooby-Dooing around. You know, I have a female friend of many years. We were strong
that
friends.
I never met.
And she claims that she's never met her, but I've definitely many times showed her and brought her to the house plenty of times.
No,
she comes
when?
in town. Jakia.
When did you bring her? I never met her.
Your Honor.
Miss Shippey?
I done met all his family.
Miss Shippey, if you knew all that, you wouldn't be here to begin with.
Weird. Amnesia's real.
What did you say?
Amnesia is real. But Your Honor, as I
Do you know what amnesia means?
Forgetting. She forgot.
What did she forget?
That she met this girl.
Okay.
She knows about her. She knows about the relationship. It's nothing I can
Were
hide.
you not kissing her?
No, ma'am, I wasn't. That particular night, she came in town to visit, and we went to an expensive restaurant, a very nice restaurant to sit down and talk, you know, and really we were just catching up, getting back to what we usually, you know, get used to.
Did you tell her about it?
No, I didn't.
Jane's coming into town. You remember Jane? I introduced you to
No, I did
Jane.
tell her about Jane coming into town, but I
And I'm
didn't
gonna
tell
take
her
her
about
out to
the
dinner
kids.
tonight.
I
Did you say
tell her.
that?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
No, Your
No,
Honor.
you didn't. You just told me you didn't tell her.
He did not tell me anything,
Telling
Your
you how
Honor.
stupid it sounds that you didn't tell her. Now you're making up. You trying to slick somebody that you're not
Smooth
smarter
operating.
than. You trying to come here and fast talk a woman who spent her life just moving words around. You tried to tell somebody who's put people in jail for a living. Everybody that I saw every day was lying to me, and you think you can pull one over on me?
No, ma'am,
That's just
no, Your Honor,
silly.
at all. Your Honor, no, at all, I don't.
She loves you. She's intentionally blind. I can see very well. I got 20/20 liar vision, and I'm looking right at one.
I definitely understand that.
The rest of this conversation that I need to have with you. Yes, you proved your point. Yes, he came out here and looked like a liar. Yes, clearly he's doing the wrong thing from the beginning to the end. Yes, you are absolutely right that he's living a double life. The question that remains is, what the heck are you doing knowing all this information for all of this time, and you come in here to ask me, should you marry him? Once you find out your partner cheated, what's your next move? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. Nick, why don't you take him out of here? He came up in here and just lied to my face. And it's just, the lies are so stupid and so absurd. My question to you is, why do you put up with it? He's lying to you. He's trying to lock you down as his wife while he lives another life. He's gonna lock you down. I heard somebody say this the other day. Monogamy is the lie that I told that woman in order to get her not to leave me while I continue to live the life that I wanted. And that's the lie he's telling you. He sees that you see he's a liar. He sees that you got a baby with him, and now he's gonna lock you down, he's gonna put a ring on you, and then he's gonna do whatever he wants to do.
I mean, he's really a good guy.
No, he's not a good
lying.
guy. He's not a good guy, Ms. Shippey. If you accept that he's a philanderer and he's a traveler and he runs around and you want to live that life, go ahead and do it. But don't run around and chase him, see what he's doing, and get upset about it. Because you've already said, yes, this is what I'm willing to sign up for. Yes, this is what I'm willing to do. He's a liar, he's a cheater, he runs around, he tells stories, he spends money on other women, he's living off of me because he ain't got a job right now and he's feeling real good about it. And now that he doesn't have a job, he says, shoot, I gotta put a ring on her finger because she might just float away. This is how it goes. It's like a script. I get her in the house, she's doing my laundry, this, that, other. Then I can let the job go. And then she's got that baby, so she's invested. And then when I let the job go, oh, she's getting mad about it, so now I'm gonna put a ring on her finger so she won't go nowhere.
I mean, he's an account executive. He can go find another job at a finance company.
But he hasn't.
He's not looking.
He's
hanging out with his homeboys.
That's
He's not
what
coming
I'm
home
trying
at
to
night.
tell you.
I just want him to tell the truth. That's all I want.
So you want him to tell the truth? Yes, I'm sleeping with other women. I will continue to do so once we get married, and you just need to learn to live with it. That is what you're looking for?
I want him to tell the truth about what it is that I found and what he is doing. So
and
that
what are you going to do with that information?
I will leave. You know, I'm not crazy. You know, I don't
You're
like
looking
being
kind of
hurt.
crazy.
Okay.
You're looking kind of crazy. I don't think you're going to leave. That's what I think.
Okay.
Prove me wrong. Listen. I'd do back handspring across this stage if you could prove me wrong.
Okay.
I'd love it.
All right.
I hate dudes that do this to women.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're romantic criminals.
Yeah.
They steal your life, they steal your money, they steal your youth, they steal your time.
I mean, the
and then
bedroom
when
was fine,
some
the
young
bedroom
hot
was
thing
cool.
comes, they will replace you.
Yeah. It's okay. You know. Somebody love me too.
If you were my daughter, I'd be smacking you all upside your head. Think.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want to attach yourself to a lifetime of chasing a man around?
No.
Then that's all that needs to be said. This matter is adjourned.
In the conclusion of Divorce Court, Shippey versus Green, Judge Lynn Toller addresses the deep-seated issues between Kia and Christopher. She emphasizes the importance of trust and transparency in a relationship, highlighting how the accumulation of secrets and suspicions has eroded their bond. While the episode doesn't culminate in a definitive verdict, Judge Toller advises both parties to reflect on their actions and consider whether their relationship can be rebuilt on a foundation of honesty and mutual respect. In this episode of Divorce Court, emotions run high as Teresia Bradshaw faces off against her longtime partner, Joshua Tiller. After years together and 2 children, Teresia says she's had enough of feeling like just a baby mama. She wants commitment, respect, and honesty. But Joshua claims he's not the villain she paints him to be. Is this a relationship ready for marriage, or one that's already over?
ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Terasia Bradshaw and Joshua Tiller. The two of you have been together for 3.5 years. You're here on a Before Your Vows case, and not necessarily we love each other, but we just are having some complications that you want him to put a ring on it already, and he's not ready to do it. So in your paperwork, this is what she says. What I want from the judge, I want the judge to knock some sense into Josh and help him realize he's not going to find a better woman than me. That was your request.
Right.
So I'm just kind of letting you know what kind of ride we're in for here today. Now, having said all, you guys got 2 kids together already. You're 22 and you're both 22,
Yes,
correct?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
2 kids already. And you think he's cheating on you, and you still want to marry him. Why do you think he's cheating? Let's go for that first.
Well, the first reason why I think that he's cheating is because I actually have some type of proof.
Okay.
When I was 5 months pregnant.
With 1 or 2?
With 1.
Uh-huh.
So this is child number 1. I was 5 months pregnant, and I was really sleepy. So I go to sleep pretty early when I was pregnant.
Uh-huh.
I'll wake up maybe like 12, 11 o'clock in the nighttime, and I'll look around the house, he's not there. So I'll go outside the apartment, he's not there. Go outside to the car, he's not there. So I'm getting kind of like suspicious, like where could he be at? Then one day I seen that he had a phone call, and it was a girl. So I called her back. She ain't really say too much, but I told her like, come get him. If you want to talk to him, y'all be hanging out late at night, come get him. So she did. He didn't want her, listen, Judge, he didn't want her to come to the house. They went to a high school down the street. So I went to the high school, waited for like 2 hours. They came back. They didn't know I was in a parking lot with my car. So he jumped out the car. He sees me. I try to pull up and try to tell her like, well, no, he's staying with you. She pulls off. I try to get in my car to drive and follow her to let her know, like, come get him. And he stops me by putting the car in park. And that was the end of that. He keeps denying that they ain't had nothing going on. But I feel like, why was you sneaking out in the middle of the night for this person?
Listen, let me tell you young women something. Y'all don't know how to leave a man. You know? What do you mean? You're gonna get in a car and chase him down to the high school, and then you're gonna chase this other girl around and tell them to take him. You say, get your stuff, get out, shut the door, period. End of story. That's it. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. You don't have to find out who he let. I don't care. He could date anybody. He's not of interest to me anymore. Out the door, take your stuff, go. Before I give you another reason, let Mr. Tiller explain to him the circumstance at the high school and what turned out almost to be a high-speed chase.
First of all, it wasn't really me sneaking out. I know how Terasia gets. She's very dramatic, and to use that all one word, she crazy. So I get down to the high school and I'm talking to the girl. Her friend was in the car, so it wasn't like we were alone. It was somebody else in the vehicle too. And we were just talking.
But isn't it just weird to get in your car in the middle of the night to talk to somebody in the parking lot of a high school? I mean, you know, if you were a drug dealer or something, I could see, you know, hey, you know, but for the purposes of conversation, isn't that odd?
It's very odd.
At the time, I wasn't really concerned with that because me and her were having our own little problems, so the girl was just somebody to talk to. Which the way I went about it was absolutely wrong, but I did it.
Can I just make this suggestion? Since I yelled at her, let me go ahead and yell at you. You don't go to other women about you not being happy with your woman, because that other woman is gonna have designs on you, and she go, yeah, oh, she's no good. They've got all that You know what I mean? And if you're a good-looking dude and she may want to pull you, she's never, ever going to give you advice that is going to be helpful to you. She's looking out for herself. That's number one. Number two, 22-year-olds don't know anything. Y'all don't know anything. Your 22-year-old friends don't know anything. If you want to find out what's going on with a woman and a relationship, find an older woman that is in your family who likes you, who will talk to you.
Yes.
All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Holy cow.
There's multiple times where she's then chose other things over me, like her friends. She spends 2 weekends of the month in the club. And I got a really big problem with that. And then you tell me that you want me to take you on a date, but you can't even sit next to me on the couch.
You say he's not romantic. Why don't you tell me about that?
Well, for one, he's not romantic because it seemed like when I want to do stuff, like maybe I want to go take a walk down, like in the park at nighttime. We live in Cincinnati, so we have a river that we can go to and look and see downtown Cincinnati when it's light up. He don't even want to do that. He think everything got to be about money. And I feel like it's not about money. We can do the simple things. Simple things make me happy. But he can't understand that. He just feels like it's all about sex. It's all about what he wants. But he can't never give me what I want. So I feel like, why?
Did you hear what she just said?
Oh, I heard it.
Tell me what you think she meant when she said that. What is her complaint?
I don't basically give her any attention.
Not quite. Let me ask you this. Do you see any truth in what she just said? Do you see where she gets that idea from?
Yes and no.
Okay, explain that to me.
Yes, because I understand exactly what she's saying. I'm not lost on that part. But the no part is, you can't demand or ask something from somebody and then don't try to give them anything in return.
Explain that to me.
You can't tell me that you wanted me to be romantic and all these different things, but I don't even get no affection or no romance from you. That it goes both ways. It's like I said, you can't.
So you feel unappreciated as well?
Absolutely.
Tell me why you feel unappreciated.
There's multiple times where she's then chose other things over me, like her friends or what's going on social media, all these different type of things over me. She would rather go to the club than to spend the time with me. She spends 2 weekends or 3 of the month in the club.
In the club.
But I don't even see you, and then you at work all day. And when you come home, you on your phone. You talking to your friends. You don't talk to me. And I got a really, 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 really big problem with that. And then you tell me that you want me to take you on a date, but you can't even sit next to me on the couch. So what are we arguing about? I'm gonna let you respond to that briefly, and then I want to talk about my man's closet. But go ahead.
I did in the beginning. I did give him everything was about Josh. I did everything to please Josh. But once I felt like you was cheating, then you just don't do what I asked. Like I said, I just asked for simple things. He can't do that. So why do I want to have sex with you and just be intimate with you if you can't even be romantic and go on a date? I don't ask for much. I just ask for little stuff. And he can't do that. And then when I go out, it's because he was always gone. I was always in the house. So I always stay with the kids. Right. So I'm in the house 24/7.
You want to get out, you want to
exactly.
do something.
And he plays the game. So why would I want to sit there on a couch? You don't pay attention to me. You pay attention to your game more than you pay attention to me.
You say not only does he pay attention to his game, but he is in love with his closet.
Yes.
Tell me about his closet.
He cares more about his shoes and clothes than he do me.
Do you have a picture to show me?
Yes, I do.
Now, as she's showing me this picture, do you want to defend yourself? Or you don't feel it's necessary? What would you like to? Am I going to be horrified or what? Cleaner than my closet. Wow, that's a lot of shoes.
I like stuff. I've always been like that.
Do your daughters have, college funds or anything like that? You ready for that? Or do you live in a neighborhood where there aren't any good schools? Maybe you might have to send them to a private school. You ready for any of that? What if somebody gets sick? What if somebody loses a job? Are you ready for any of that?
You're absolutely right. But most of the stuff is previous stuff, though. This ain't just stuff I've been buying and all those type of things. Like, I've had this stuff.
Previous to what? You two got together when you were, what, 17?
I've had this stuff for a long time. I really have, believe it or not. I really have. It's just I just take care of my stuff, and that's all it really is.
How much money do you spend, you think, monthly on shoes and clothes? Be honest.
I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. I'm gonna be honest with you.
200-300?
It's a lot. That's only one pair.
That's one pair of shoes. Do you know how much money you would have if you put $200 to $300, maybe in a mutual fund or in an investment account or for your kids' education, $300 every month? Do you know those girls would be solid by the time it was ready for them to go to school? But rather than invest in their mind and in their future and in their current day health and welfare, should something go amiss at your house, you are investing it in your feet. Do you see that? Do you see how deep that is?
That's me.
I got a car accident, hit a mailbox. The police said something that he didn't like to me, and he felt like he had the need to say something, and him and the police got in an argument. Then they start wrestling.
Yeah, you can't be wrestling with the police. That thing can turn out really wrong. Do you think Josh is giving Tarisha the attention she deserves? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. If you would like your case to be heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Divorce Court. I read you guys' compatibility test, and it pretty much showed up the same way you have here. But my understanding is, too, that you are concerned about his temper. Tell me what the problem is with his temper.
He has no filter. He thinks that he don't matter who, he don't care who you are, he will tell you how he feels. So if he feel like he's being disrespected, it don't even have to be like as much as a big disrespect. He just has a mouth. He just can't control it. For instance, I got in a car accident, hit a mailbox. He came, because it was like right around the street from us. He came, make sure I was okay, but that issue was with the police. The police said something that he didn't like to me, and he felt like he had the need to say something, and him and the police got in an argument. Then they start wrestling. So that kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah, you can't be wrestling with the police. That thing can turn out really wrong.
This is just how I am, and I'm not gonna apologize for how I am. I'm sorry, I'm not.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about how you are and not apologizing for it. If you're not going to apologize for, I'm not asking you to apologize for who you are, but I'm asking you to grow up and be a better person.
Absolutely.
Because if you're not in control of your temper and your time, you get into the wrong situation with the wrong police. You got 2 daughters that you're trying to raise. You don't have the right to be cavalier about your safety. You don't have the right to be cavalier about your money. You don't have the right to say, this is me and I'm not going to apologize for who I am. You are obligated to man up. You are obligated to step forward. You are obligated to do those things that are not easy for you. You are obligated to take command of who you are, how you feel, and what you do, because those girls are counting on you. This is how I am. You know how weird I used to be? I could still be weird at 22 with those crazed ideas I had that I didn't want to talk to anybody, and I didn't want to leave the house, and I didn't want to do that. That's who I was. But who I was wasn't getting me where I want to be. Look what, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He's got a lot of negatives going for you. You think he's cheating, he's got a bad temper, he spends a lot of money, but you want to connect yourself to him. Because of the 2 kids, is that it? I mean, but for the girls, would you not be wanting to marry him?
No, it's actually because when we first got together, everything was good. Everything, like, he was just the only person I cared about. I didn't care about nobody else. But it just seemed like now it's just changing, because I don't know if we getting older or what, like we trying to go in our separate ways. But I really do love him, And he's the only person I really just see myself with.
That's because you haven't been around enough to see anybody else. I mean, you've been with him since your hormones woke up. Do you see yourself ever marrying her?
Yes, I could. Absolutely. My biggest thing with her is her maturity, and mine's too. That's why I say I don't think we neither one of us is ready. It's always something. And I know that in a marriage, you're gonna have your problems. But I feel like, so to speak, we in a little marriage, a mini marriage, if you wanna call it. We in a relationship. And if we can't get this right.
I hear you.
And I'm not trying to go through that.
I hear
That's too
you.
much paperwork.
I hear you. I hear you. Are these teenage sweethearts now ready for marriage? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. Ms. Bradshaw, I understand exactly what you're looking for here. And if I was in your position, well, my mother would have shot me, but I would want the same thing. I wouldn't want to be anybody's baby mama. I would want to be somebody's wife. I would want to have that legal obligation there that he has to be there and support you and support them and have that status. I would do that. The best way not to be a baby's mama is don't have children until you're married. Control your fertility. There are plenty of ways out there to control it. And what you've done is you have lost all your leverage and power. You so invested in keeping him because those are your baby's kids, and he has no real need to do anything in your direction because everything's fine for him the way it is. And I'm sorry that it's that way, but the only thing I can ask from you is to get a bigger life. I know it's hard with 2 kids, but you should get educated and mature and be able to, if the time comes, to move on without him, should he not be the man that you want to live with for the rest of your life. He needs to continue to be a father to those children, but don't wait forever. A man is not a plan.
Right.
Mr. Tiller, I think you heard me when I said something about those tennis shoes and your girl's college. And I respect the fact that you heard that. I want you to understand this as well. Your daughters will put up with whatever she ends up putting up with from you. And if you want to feel like nothing one day, you run up on your 16-year-old daughter knocked up by some dude who don't want to keep her and who's running around. Talk about hurt your heart. And you're not a callous guy. You're a thoughtful guy. You're a thinking guy. And I think that will kill you. But that's exactly what you're teaching your daughters to take. Bare minimum. Bare minimum. And how damning that is to give your children bare minimum. I hope that whatever you two do, you do so in a manner that does not condemn your daughters to a life you wouldn't want to have them live. You're too young to get married now. You don't know nothing. I hope you get married one day once you learn something. But I wish you and your daughters the very best of luck. This matter is adjourned.
In the conclusion of Divorce Court, Bradshaw versus Tiller, Judge Lynn Toler delivers a heartfelt message to both Terizia and Joshua. She emphasizes the importance of commitment, trust, and maturity in a relationship, especially when children are involved. Judge Toler advises Joshua to step up and take responsibility, highlighting that being a father requires more than just presence. It demands active participation and dedication. She also encourages Terizia to focus on her personal growth and to seek a partnership where she feels valued and respected. While no definitive verdict is rendered, Judge Toler's guidance serves as a wake-up call for both parties to reevaluate their relationship and consider the best path forward for themselves and their children. In this episode of Divorce Court, Taylor Bell says she's tired of chasing commitment from her partner, Jarek Tucker. She thought having a child together would bring them closer, but instead, it's only magnified the cracks in their relationship. From late nights out to flirtatious behavior, Taylor questions whether Jarek is truly ready for family life. Now, she's turning to Judge Lynn Toler to help decide if this relationship has a future, or if it's time to walk away.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Taylor Bell and Jarek Tucker. The two of you have been together for 3 years. You have one child together, I understand. No?
Well, we have one child together, but we've been together 5 years.
5 years,
Yes.
living together for 3 years.
Yes.
And one child together.
Yes.
But you don't want to be together anymore. And you want $900 for some delinquent bills, and we'll talk about that momentarily. But before we do, Ms. Bell, why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why we're here in divorce court today?
Well, let me just paint the picture from the beginning. Me and Jarek actually met on social media. So we've been together 5 years from a social media, relationship. When we first started dating, I didn't know, that I was dating a garden tool. So garden tool? Yeah, just think about that.
And it's not a shovel, right?
No, it's not a shovel. It's
Starts
like
with H?
the water, yeah. So I didn't know I was dating a garden tool. So, in the beginning of our relationship, it was crazy. Like, we actually went to a...
When you say in the beginning of our relationship, you mean after? How long did you talk on social media before you actually met in person?
Well, no, we met in person first. And then you know how you meet somebody in person and then you see them on social media, be like, hey, didn't I see you at the mall?
Don't know about it, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, so it was like, didn't I see you at the mall? So we communicated a little while before we actually, started dating. We both had older sons, and so our actual first date was, a play date.
Gotcha.
And so, after dating, starting to talk and, actually dating, we kept our relationship secret in the beginning only because I slowly start to, learn about his status. And
what was his status? No objections. What was his status?
Where we're from in our hometown, everybody knows him. They know him as JT, though. And so...
As who?
JT.
JT.
So, yeah. So, like...
I know what you thought you
Why
said.
does everybody know JT?
Because JT is a garden tool.
Give me some examples. You're telling me what you believe, but I don't have any basis to believe it myself.
Oh, I have facts.
Okay, well, please.
So, his family member invited us to a birthday party that was actually at a club. So, it's not his real family member, it's just someone he grew up with. So we get there. I brought my friends with me for reassurance because I was like, you never know what may go down. So we get there, and two of the girls on the couch were just staring at me. So I'm looking like, I got some on my face? And so he whispers to me, he was like, those are my exes. And I was like, and they're sitting together? Like, they know your family member? And he's like, yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. It was no problem. Then we're leaving, and one girl is like, so this is the new female you talking to? I was like, who's she talking to? I was like, she's talking to me? She got to be talking to somebody behind me. And he was like, Taylor, just come on. And then another girl grabs him by his arm and was like, I thought we had something. And I'm looking at him like, what did y'all have? Like, I was a little confused.
Mr. Tucker, she's painting a picture of a guy who is well-known around town with the women. Is that true?
I know a lot of women. I do. I do. I know a lot of women. And Dallas is kind of small to me because the high school I went to.
Dallas is small. News to me.
Yeah, and the reason I say that is because I played high school sports, so, we played a lot of teams around Dallas. And me being good in basketball, a lot of people knew me, and including women. So when I go places, some women, they'll come to me and say, hey, how you doing? Give me a hug and everything. But I'm not no garden, so I'm not taking them with me to sleep with them. I just know a lot of women.
Do you have a lot of exes, though?
Ooh.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of exes.
I have a lot of exes.
And there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're doing them one at a time,
He
it's
counts
okay.
his exes from kindergarten.
Huh?
He counts his exes from kindergarten.
Which is fine.
He literally has a lot of exes.
But you can't get mad at a man for having a past. You know what I mean? If he dated a lot, he dated a lot. He can't all of a sudden not be who he was just because he's now with you.
But there's a thing about dating and dating more than one person at a time that gives you the status of a garden tool.
Did he date more than one person while he was dating you?
I'll let you answer that.
I did.
Well, explain that to me.
Okay, and I will admit, I did cheat. But I manned up, and I told her.
How far into your relationship did you cheat?
And how many times?
About 2 years into the relationship.
2 years into the relationship.
Yeah.
She indicates that it was more than once. Is that in fact true?
It was more than once. It was more than once.
With the same woman, or did you have clusters of cheats with different women, or how'd that work?
Her perspective, it was a million women, but it was just two. It was just two women.
At two different times.
Two different times.
I mean, was it?
It wasn't the same era.
Yeah, it was.
It was kind of, it was different eras. But the thing is, I was looking for something that she wasn't giving me.
Well, what wasn't she giving you that you were getting elsewhere?
When it comes to Taylor, God, the things she do, for instance, this is very immature and she does it. I can say that, hey, Taylor, I may go play basketball. I'll be back later. She gets mad whenever I leave. I play basketball Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's just been me for a long time. And she's like, okay, go play basketball. So I leave, phone, it's her. I'm like, okay. Hey, while you playing basketball, go pay the cable bill. I'm like, what? Every time I do something, she throw in money. And it's like, it kind of started, touching me in place. I'm like, you know what, I don't know if I can really deal with this.
Do you bother him at times? I mean, I understand he's got to pay the cable bill. Everybody's got to do their part. But do you make it a point to start to pick at him about whatever he needs to do when he's leaving or trying to have a good time, to insert some negativity into his positive time?
No, this is the issue I have with that. He plays basketball Tuesdays and Thursdays and Sundays. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, he goes and plays basketball maybe from about 6 to 10. And on Sundays, he leaves maybe about 5, and he plays till maybe about 8 or 9. He plays basketball for a good amount of times. The issue that I have is that when it comes to me doing something, then it's a problem. So it's like it's okay for him to go do what he wants with his life, but it's not okay.
But you need to stay at home with the kids.
I have to run around. I have to, get the kids ready, chase after them. I have to be I have to be super mom and I have to be Superman and Superwoman. It's gotten to the point now to where it's like I'm numb to it all. So we'll get into an argument, and in the beginning, I would be like all under him, why are we arguing? Like, what's wrong? Talk to me. And I'm like running after him. Now I'm just like, bye.
What you're discussing about being Superwoman, you talked a lot about in your papers. You say that he's not being the man of the household and that he's kind of more of a boy as opposed to a leader and somebody you can rely on. Why don't you give me some examples of what you're talking about?
Well, every woman wants their man to be like, babe, just sit down, chill, put your feet up. I got it.
I don't get that
from him. And the thing is that in the beginning, I was giving him everything that he wanted, he was looking for, that he needed in a woman. But because he was out...
List those things.
Okay, like...
What was everything he wanted and needed?
When we first moved together, and, like, we moved together, like, at the 2-year mark of our relationship. When we first moved together, I would cook. I would always ask him, his needs were more important than mine. Mm-hmm. How I put it is, he was basically a priority. Mm-hmm. And him and our family was a priority.
Were you both working?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So we in my opinion, it was like, I wanted a home, a family. And when you bring two blended families in, sometimes it's kind of hard to put that connection together. So I was trying to give him everything that he wanted in a woman.
How did he fail in reciprocating?
Because he made me feel like, okay, if you're out here cheating and you're talking to other people, what am I not doing? Mm-hmm. So as time went on, it was like, okay, you continue to do it, and I'm literally trying to give you everything that you're asking for, but you're still looking for it in somebody else. So as time went on, it was like, okay, why keep doing this if he's not appreciating it? And it's gotten to the point now to where it's like I'm numb to it all. So we'll get into an argument, and in the beginning, I would be like all under him, why are we arguing? Like, what's wrong? Talk to me. And I'm like running after him. Mm-hmm. Now I'm just like, bye.
What she's saying, Mr. Bell, is that she was giving her all to the relationship while you were still running around, and that made her feel unappreciated, like she was giving all her efforts and you were giving nothing in response. Why don't you respond to that? Is that accurate at all?
No, I respond to all that. It's the fact that Taylor is inactive. What she does on my daily basis, what I see her doing, she comes in the house, the first thing she do is have her phone out. She goes, lay in the bed, and she's on social media. That's all I ever see. I'm active with the kids Monday through Sunday. Even with her child, I throw footballs with them. I done talk to her, putting them in sports.
When it comes to the kids, I'm the one who put them in sports, point blank, period. I'm the one who's always trying to think ahead for the future. Tell him, you know, we need to set this much back for savings if we're going to get a house. We need to do this when it comes to the boys. Since they want to play football and run track and, you know, do soccer, we need to open up another account just for them specifically with sports so that we can make sure that we won't go broke behind everything that they're doing.
Is that true that she's managing the future and finances
Don't lie.
based
No, I'm not
upon
gonna
what
lie.
you need, what the children will need? Is that true?
No, that is true. And me coming into a relationship like this, and to be honest, this is the best relationship I ever had. Because I never had a woman make me understand, you know, credit and money and everything. So when she's teaching me this, because she's actually teaching me, I didn't know nothing about credit. I thought credit was just a credit card. I didn't know
You had to establish it and how to do it, how to go about it.
You got exactly. And she taught me all that. But the thing is, yes, we both signed them up for football, but I'm trying to get the understanding is you're not active. And I've seen her be active with her child, but not mine. For instance, I would see her, you know, play with her son, but she doesn't even interact with my biological kids.
Judge, can I say something on that?
Hang on just a second.
His definition of interaction is playing football, wrestling, tearing up my house, and all of the above. I'm not gonna wrestle with y'all. I'm the only girl in the house. I told him multiple times, I need a daughter so we can sit pretty and get our nails done.
Have you been living together for years but find that splitting up is as complicated as getting a divorce? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Don't forget to join the conversation on social media. Go to facebook.com/divorcecourt and follow us on Twitter and Instagram @divorcecourt. If you would like your case to be heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram @divorcecourt. Do you want to respond to his allegations that you interact more meaningfully with your own children than his?
Yes. Okay. His definition of interaction is playing football, wrestling, tearing up my house, and all of the above. I'm not finna wrestle with y'all. I'm the only girl in the house. I've told him multiple times, I need a daughter so we can sit pretty and get our nails done. Because that's what I want to do. He wants me to run around outside, play baseball. I don't do that.
Is that what you're looking for
Yes.
her, to engage in that kind of conduct?
I don't want her out there playing catch or
Yes,
play pitcher
what
in
do
a
you-
position.
what
I
would you
want
like to see her do that she's
I
not
just want her
doing?
to be outside with us and watch instead of being in the house
I
on
look out the
social
window.
media.
I look out the window.
It's times that
Can I say this to you? Can I say
Yes.
this to you? My husband and I raised 6 sons. 4 he had, you know, before my stepsons, and 2 we had biologically. The outside was their thing.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? I ain't interested in no balls. Every time I went out there, I got hit with the ball. You know, I couldn't throw it far enough. Mama, you weak, all this kind. Not interested, not doing it. That's his gig. Now, inside, I was down with the books and the reading and the homework and the hygiene and I did all of that. But the dude stuff was his gig because he's got the little dudes. He goes out there with it. That's, you know, everybody has a part to play, but everybody doesn't have to play in every part of it. She can be a good mother doing other things. She doesn't have to do what you do well and naturally and want to do. So what I'm asking you is, does she not interact with the children in other arenas other than physical sports activity?
I mean, to be honest, she does to an extent. I mean, it's times that I done came in and bathed the kids and cooked and made sure they do homework and still play with them. But it's like when I say she's inactive, she's just laying on the bed. And then when they come in the room and try to jump in the bed and play, y'all go in y'all room. I'm like, it's like you don't want to be interactive with.
Have you gotten sucked into that E-life? It happens.
No,
it happened to me at one point where I was just, because you can check things and blah, 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 blah. But my husband said, you know what? I'm sitting right here. What is your problem?
I love your
So
husband.
I'm going to ask you, do you get sucked into that and you don't pay as much attention to the children as you might?
No. Sometimes I just need a mental break Sometimes I literally, because I'm always planning, I'm always doing something, I'm always getting them ready for the game, or football games, taking them to practice. I'm always doing something, but I never have time for myself. I don't even have time to go get my nails done sometimes, to go get a pedicure. I don't have time for myself. And sometimes I just need that mental break to where I shut everything out.
How long are your mental breaks?
Usually a couple of hours, because during the week I have no time.
On Divorce Court, I hear it all. Do you need help with your relationship? He has told you that he does not do women's work.
When it comes to doing domestic work like laundry, he's told me, oh, I don't do women's work. What do I have you here for?
Ooh, we're gonna have to get you bodyguards to get out of here if you said something like that. Visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. You want her to repay money that you loaned her for delinquent personal bills. Explain that to me.
Okay, so Taylor lost her job. So at this time, I was paying her bills, paying some of the bills that she has. And
When you explain to me paying her bills, or did you loan her money, and what bills did you loan her money for?
Well, I loaned her money for the rent and other utilities that we were paying.
What, you living there?
Yeah,
I was staying there, but I was paying. We split everything down the middle. So I was paying her side and my side, which I didn't have no problem, because that's what a man's supposed to do. I was just trying to show her that I'm here for you. So she told me out of her mouth, she said, look, I appreciate you for doing this. I'm going to pay you back. I said, look, you don't have to pay me back all at once. I like, just know if I need something, you have my back. She was like, okay, I got you. Time goes by, almost a year goes by. She receives a school check. And she comes in and say, oh, I'm getting this much. And I'm like, okay, that's your money. Like, that's your money. So I lose my check at work from some bank purposes. They actually took my whole check. They said it was gonna be 14 days till I get reimbursed back. So now I'm down to like $20 for 2 weeks. So I asked her, I said, hey, can you loan me some money? She's like, yeah, but I already reached my my number for today, so I'll do it tomorrow. That's fine. The next day, she comes in walking like this. I'm looking, she got a new tattoo. And then she's like, yeah, this costs this much, this much. I'm like, okay, I like it. Next day comes by. She pulls,
I got you. Ms. Bell, what I'm going to ask you is this. When you couldn't work, did he take over, and then once you got a check, you let the man out there with no money at all?
I agreed that I would give him back $900. $900 is not what I owed him. I was just like, look, you've helped me, this entire time. So I'm going to give you back this amount of money just to show my appreciation. I get my school check, and we just moved. So I told him, okay, look, I'm going to give you back this specific amount. But when I got that money, I put $2,500 in my savings. And then I ended up getting a new car because I didn't have a car, and he knew I needed a car. So I got a new car or whatever. And then I got a tattoo, but it was only like $200. So I gave him the rest. I was going to give him the rest of the money.
Why would you get a $200 tattoo with money that you got for schooling?
Well,
That's insane.
I had my check too, so it was like my check and my school money.
You got 3 kids. You don't have the money for $200 tattoo.
They were already taken care of because
no, they're not taken care of. They've got fully funded college funds.
Well, I have savings accounts for them. Yeah, they have CD
accounts. But they're
accounts.
not funded. I'm going to end this thing. Look, both of you need to grow up. You guys are living together. You have a child together. You have a home together. All of this, I loaned you money, I did this and all that, that's ridiculous. It's absurd. You are in one household. You are doing one thing. You are trying to go from one place to another, do so hand in hand. I'm not going to honor all that nonsense that, you know what I mean? You gave me this, I gave you that. I can't go back through that accounting and get it right. You're together. Do it together. Grow up. Act like you got some sense. No more tattoos. There will be no recovery. This matter is adjourned.
In the conclusion of Divorce Court, Bell versus Tucker, Judge Lynn Toler delivers a clear message to both Taylor and Jarek. She stresses the importance of mutual respect, trust, and commitment in a relationship, especially when children are involved. Judge Toler urges Jarek to take responsibility for his actions and recognize that fatherhood comes with more than just being physically present. It requires emotional and financial stability. She advises Taylor to focus on her own well-being and not settle for a relationship where her needs are unmet. The episode ends with both parties being encouraged to consider whether they are truly ready to commit to each other or if it's time to part ways for good.